Good morning guys. We are back at it again. So we've got a crew out here. We're gonna start working on the ICF walls today. I got a bunch of lumber for the bracing and for the bucking for the windows. Got a bunch of 8-foot 2x4s. We've got some 2x10s for walkboards and lots of other stuff. The pressure treated stuff is for the window bucking. So we've got Brian, who is using a very inefficient method from the mid-laugh presses. I got my hammer drill over there, so we can basically chip out some of that material right there. And then we've got Dave. He's also a local. Yo. And his wife, right on, coming on down and helping us out. They're going to be building an ICF home as well. You got it. So great experience for you guys. You're doing straw bale. I think we're doing straw bale. So why the hell are you here?
You can learn from everything, right?
Labor. That's right, man. free labor.
Everything.
Maybe this will change his mind.
I think it will, personally. And then we got the old timer here, all the way from Missouri.
Missouri, that's it.
We talk about contractors. He flew from Missouri to come and help me.
It's a long commute to a job site.
It is.
It's all good though.
Can't even get the local guys to show up, but the guy from Missouri will show up.
There you go.
Just got to pay his accommodations and he's all nice and happy. So we're working on getting our outside lines kind of squared up for the track that we're going to be putting at the bottom of the building. We'll get everything chalked out, but that's what we're doing. We're using the existing string lines. We got our number 5 rebar sticking up, which is overkill that I've been told, but these walls are not going to be going anywhere. All right, let's jump right into it. Now in the upcoming clips, I will be running my hammer drill straight at the side of that Milwaukee Packout. That's just going to be a little teaser for you guys coming up. But the first thing that we got to do is we got to lay down this base track for the quad lock system. I'll go into more detail about why I chose a quad lock system in an upcoming video. But just enjoy this video and laying down lots of foam block. Now the best way that I can explain putting together ICF foam is if you've driven stick shift or manual for the first time. Your first couple times it's really tricky and you're fuddling around and you feel like you don't even know how to drive the thing. But once you start working with it for a few hours, few days, it becomes like second nature. My last video, a lot of people had a number of questions about cantilevering basically the boards from the top between the layers. So you can see we start on our corners and we just put 4-foot sections in between so we get that log cabin effect. fast and efficient is one of the most important things that I learned working in the trades. If you only need to take 100 steps to do a job, why take 200? If you're going out to your truck, bring something back with you that you don't need for the rest of the day. It's little things like that that make the job much faster and much more efficient. To talk about these time-lapse cameras, they are freaking sweet. I love them. I've got one up on the garage there, so I'll have a full time-lapse of the entire house from the same spot. When you start putting this stuff together, it really feels like you're putting together a Lego house. Everything just fits together nice and smoothly. And when things get a little bit out of whack, that's where the experience comes into play. And that's why for me, it was incredibly worthwhile to hire Greg to come out and help me with, getting at least his first wall section up. And then I learned so much from it that, you know what, I can probably do the rest of it myself. So this is our 5th row of block. And the windows start right around here, so they're actually going to be about 3 feet off the finished grade, or the finished slab inside of the house. So we'll get all this started to cut out. We didn't obviously want to go higher because we're going to be cutting out this block anyway. So once we get our window position in there, then we can kind of build up the ICF and then get our bucking in there. And then this thing is really going to start looking like it's an actual house. But let's continue on with putting this thing together. So before we get any further along, we got to start plumbing up the walls and just making sure that we are building up nice and plumb. So through all the wall sections, there are common seams that allows you to basically plumb the wall and do so in a nice and effective way. Once we're happy with our wall position, then we can start marking out exactly where the windows are going to be going. So once we get all of them marked out, then we can start cutting them right out. And yes, I am using that corded Sawzall. It's just plugged right into my Milwaukee pack out. I wonder what's going on inside of there. It would be quite swell if Milwaukee responded to any of my emails. I got some pretty cool ideas for some of their products, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So with all the window placements cut out of the foam, now the guys can go ahead and start forming up the window bucking. So this is using pressure treated wood because it will be in contact with concrete. Now the bottom seems a little bit odd because there's going to be that space there. So what is that space for? So when we're pouring the ICF walls, it allows us to basically pump concrete directly under the window so that there's not going to be any voids underneath it. So underneath, to the side, and above all of the door and window openings, there will be some number 5 rebar in there. And I didn't show any other rebar because we're going to be using a pretty cool product in an upcoming video showing you how we actually mitigate a lot of the horizontal rebar that we need in the walls. So now with all the window buckings framed up, we can start putting them right into the wall cavities. Awesome guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace!